I really have to, and it's probably one of the reasons why I'm not in a relationship. I don't have kids. I told people, it's like, yeah, every goal that I had in high school, I've done already, except for the house, the kids, and the wife.
Yeah.
I mean, I already have the dog, so but
that's where it starts, right? It starts with the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, because you go to a dog park and meet someone. Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Yeah. I've tried that in the last year and a half or so.
But you got a big dog. That's a problem too.
Yeah, my songs are my babies, right? I'm not just gonna let a stranger come near my babies. So I have to vibe with them, like on a personal level too. So and her credentials is great, and I was like, to me, like, that's a little intimidating because asking someone with this type of credentials to sing on your track, like, who the hell is James?
Welcome to the Paco's Place podcast.
And the podcast will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, live at Paco's Place. Big round of applause. James Castillo, a.k.a. Jericho. All right.
What's up? How are y'all doing?
What's up?
Good, sir. How are yourself?
Pretty good. You mentioned a while ago, backstage.
Backstage.
You've never been to this neck of the woods.
I've never been to this neck of the woods, but it's funny, when I was looking at my GPS on the drive over here, I'm familiar with Alhambra, and then there's like a little city called San Marino. And I found it very interesting because recently I binge watched all the Father of the Bride movies, with Steve Martin, and what's her face, Diane Keaton.
Yeah.
So I was like, I didn't know that San Marino was a real place. I know about the San Marino country in Europe, but when I saw that over there, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So,
right?
Yeah.
So this place is 8 minutes away from one of your guest singers, Sarah Nolan. You guys have a song?
We do.
Talk about that. Fighting for Us.
Fighting for Us was released in late quarters of 2023. But it's been in my back pocket since 2015, 2016. But I'm very particular about producing songs and who to invite into my projects and records. So finding Miss Sarah and her voice was a project in itself. I've invited a couple of female vocalists to sing this duet with me, and then once I put all the post production things, reverb and all those editing stuff, I realized it's still not it. It doesn't hit as hard emotionally, for me, as the way that she sang it, and the blend of her voice and my voice, it's just magic. I love singing duets with anybody who's down to sing with me. But when me and her, whether we were singing in Jerry's or recording this tune, it was just it was just like such a perfect blend.
So you've had this song since 2015, 2016, right? When you wrote the song Fighting for Us, which, by the way, guys, is available on Spotify, Apple Music.
Oh yeah,
all streaming platforms. Support Jericho. So when you wrote this song, did you write it as a duet or was it just a song?
I wanted to pitch it because my thing is, I want to challenge myself to write songs, not just for me but for other people too. I think there's a market there that if I don't make it as a singer or as the front man to sing these songs, I could at least pass my babies on to other artists who will do something with them at least,
Right.
So originally, Fighting for Us was a female centric. When it comes to the point of view, it's from that point of view, and then the more I invited singers to demo it, the more I realized, hold up, if I change up the lyrics a little bit, I could make this into a duet, which is, again, I love duets, and get in on the action as well. So that's how it came. I think the final lyrical and melodical change and arrangement change with Fighting for Us as you hear it now
Yeah.
came like in maybe early 2016.
Okay, so when the song was written, kinda, but you said it was Sarah wasn't your first choice, right?
No.
So how do you invite singers to sing on the demo, and then how do you tell them it's not gonna make the cut?
So I've always been fortunate enough to be surrounded by phenomenal female songwriters,
Okay.
whether it's at church or back in high school or childhood friends or in college. The open mic scenes, the South Bay music scene, the Orange County music scene. So finding folks who are down to collaborate with you is very fortunate enough that it came easy. But they are also the thing about like artists is they're very like thick skinned, and they understand that if it doesn't fit the art, like their main concern is like, is this the best thing for the art? And if it's not, then they're okay, like if you don't go with their contribution,
Right.
And
So how did you finally get to pick Sarah, who by the way was a guest on the podcast?
yeah, it's her podcast that I actually watched. We met post pandemic, like between 2021 2022, when the whole world was opening up again, and bars and music scenes were kind of restarting their whole music scene. We met at Jerry's Grill, like in my hometown in Cerritos. I got invited as a guest vocalist by one of the people like in that circle, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll come through. And she was the person that I was supposed to sing with, and right off the bat, I heard that really bassy, husky, jazz voice, and during the gig we show up like no rehearsal, and everybody just kind of show up, and the band leader will call out songs like, hey James, this song by Neo or this song by Boyz II Men. It's like, all right, let me pull out the lyrics, and then we'll go. So we're singing, and then there are parts of the gig where we have to harmonize, and I'm thinking to myself, whoa, this blends so well.
When was 2023? 22?
2021,
Oh, okay.
2022, because
so Fighting for Us 2016, 5 years later,
nearly six. We'll say
nearly six.
Yeah.
You're at Jerry's Grill in Cerritos doing a gig with Sarah Nolan. You're like, uy.
Yeah.
What was the pitch
The pitch.
to Sarah?
So
Did you pitch it that night, or
no,
did you
not
marinate
that
it?
night. No,
Yeah.
because as a new guy coming in the scene, like you don't want to come on like too strong. If that makes sense.
But Sarah has a very strong personality, huh?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't want to be like that dude that's way too eager. It's like, oh my god, like I'm so eager to work with you. And I have this project. So I told myself, okay, if we meet again, that's destiny saying that you got to go ask her to be on your record. So
Oh.
yeah. So that was what, like 2021. 2022, I got invited again, like right before I went to the Philippines for Christmas break. I mean, I got invited again, and
And you knew it was Sarah.
I didn't. I mean, I thought it was like
Wow.
another person, because like the last 3 times that I was invited, it was Miss Sarah and then some other female singer, and then another female singer. So I was like, I wonder when when she's gonna come through again. So
You never got her number?
I didn't. I did it oddly enough because again, it's my first time at Jerry's, playing with these folks, and I was like, I didn't want to be too eager. Like my contact who invited me was enough for now.
Okay.
So
Hold on. Guys, listen to the song. It really is nice. Okay, go.
So, I was about to leave for the Philippines in 2022 for my Christmas break, with my family, and I thought to myself, you know what? The Saturday before, let's go do one more gig. I got invited. I thought to myself, I'm just gonna chill at home on a Saturday. Start my packing early because I leave on a Thursday, so I don't have to rush, during the week after work. So I was like, oh yeah, you know what? But for some reason, my guy calls me up, Lewis. He calls me up and say, hey James, what are you doing tonight? And I was like, I was about to go start packing, but nothing. What's going on? What's the function? And he was like, we're playing at Jerry's again. If you want to come by and be a guest vocalist, come on through. So I was like, okay, what time do you need me there? Like, regular time. What do you want me to bring? Am I coming out for 2 or 3 songs, or am I coming out for the whole
set? Yeah,
3 hour thing. And he told me, oh yeah, you're on for the whole 3 hour thing, and we'll play like your Neos, your Jonas Brothers, your the stuff that you play. I was like, all right, perfect. I show up and I was like, I'm eager to see who the squad is, and because every time we're at Jerry's, like, it's always like different people,
Yeah.
but they're so freaking phenomenal.
Very good, no?
Yeah. Oh my god.
I mean, the food is good.
Mm-hmm.
The entertainment's good.
Yeah. It's whew.
And they're not even our sponsor, but okay, go.
Yeah. So and then I walk in, and everybody was there. I'm getting everybody fist bumps and everything. I'm making like Snapchat videos, being goofy. It's like from El Monte, California, or our drummer from Long Beach, California, our lead guitarist, our bass player from Cerritos, California too. Doing silly stuff. And then she walks in, and I was like, F yeah, fuck yeah, It's like, yes, all right, cool. So we did the gig, and as we were wrapping up, and
What was her reaction when she saw you?
I honestly don't remember, because I think I was more excited to see her, with this song and this project in mind. So
It's a sign.
right, serendipity, right?
Yeah.
So we did the show. As we were packing up, that's when I mustered up like all the courage. Like, hey, Miss Sarah, I don't know, like, if you write songs, but cover stuff, it's not really my thing. Like, I'm more into writing songs, and I have a song that I think would be perfect for your voice. Are you down to try to record it? And she was like, yeah, here, take my number, send me the demo, and then I'll see what I can do. Send me like the lyric sheet, tell me where you want me to sing and where to harmonize, and then I'll see what I can do. So I was like, great.
Just like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and as talented as she is, and if you look at her credentials, so I'm quite a bit of an investigator too. So I mean, I'm looking at her like in LinkedIn, like in social media and everything. Okay, what is this person about?
Stalker.
Investigative. No, because to me, right, as I
Of
mentioned,
course.
my songs are my babies, right? I'm not just gonna let a stranger come near my babies. So I have to vibe with them, like, on a personal level too. So and her credentials is great, and I was like, to me, like, that's a little intimidating, because asking someone with this type of credentials to sing on your track, like, who the hell is James? You know what I mean? So, when she said that, I was like, wow, that is the biggest hurdle, or first big hurdle that we conquered already. Now it's just finding the time to schedule and record this. So yeah, I mean, I go on vacation. I mean, I totally forget about it. I get back to the music scene, and I'm starting to gig again, and start thinking about like producing, and then I realize, oh shoot.
Oh, yeah.
I have the song in my back pocket, like, somewhere in my drive, that I need to send to Miss Sarah. So,
And this was after you got back from vacation.
so I think like February or so.
So December to February, shame on you.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
But I texted her and said, hey, Miss Sarah, I hope you're still interested, but last time we were at Jerry's, I mentioned, this song, so just wanted to revive the conversation to see, like, if you're still interested. And a few hours later, she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm still interested. Send me the song." As soon as she said that, I mean, I opened up the file on Logic, and I realized it's not mixed properly.
Oh shoot.
And if I was gonna send her something, I want it to be like as perfect as possible, so that it reduces the doubt on her part. I don't know, dude. Do I really want to invest my time in singing with this guy and this tune? So I had to mix everything, and then even my demo vocals has to be perfect, as if it is the final track.
Yeah.
So So I took another month to do that. So it wasn't.
March.
Yeah. So it wasn't until March that I told my that I showed it to my best friend who's been writing songs with me since high school. Is like, yo, Adrian, check out the final draft of this song. And the first thing he told me was like, yeah, you need a duet partner on this, dude. And I was like, yeah, I know that, but check out the quality of it. If we were to release that right now, can it be a standalone, right? And he was like, yeah, it's good. So because I need a confirmation by two people, I asked my lead guitarist Marcos, and I was like, yo, Marcos, can you take a listen to this and tweak anything that you want to tweak, when it comes to the mix.
Right.
So took him like another few days because he's working too. He made some tweaks and then he sent it back to me. He's like, all right, I think like this is a better mix. Yeah, go release it. And I was like, oh, like I'm not releasing it.
Okay. Yeah.
So and it was like, oh, thank goodness, because you would really benefit from having a duet partner on this song. And I was like, yeah, I'm just about to pitch this.
So Adrian and Marcus knew that a duet partner would. Okay.
So, but they thought that I was going to release it as is.
A standalone. Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I told him, is like, yeah, I'm not releasing this without a duet partner. Mark was like, thank goodness, because it would really benefit it. And when I told him, it's like, yeah, like this is what I'm about to pitch to the duet partner. So I needed to get it perfect. So I sent her the song. She works too.
Yeah.
A lot.
Music therapist.
Yeah, she works at a hospital, so her shifts may be crazy, and then when she gets off, she's dead tired too. I know how that feels. So I get it. It takes her maybe like 2 weeks to get back to me, and she says, yeah, I mean, I like the song. Let's do it. So I told her, yeah, when are you free? And then she told me like a couple of days in April, but I have booked gigs, or I have other like family commitments or friend commitments. So I was like, no, not in April. And then, we're like, well, my next one is May. And I told her, it's like, okay, let's do it in May 2023. And
from March, to
Yeah.
May. Oh, okay.
so I was like, all right, cool. It's May, we have a day. Now it's just the location. I told her, you know what? I've recorded like that demo in my living room, like in my bedroom, like inside my closet. So I'm very mobile. If I need to come to you, you need to come to me. It doesn't matter. Let me know. Like, let's make this happen. It was a Sunday, I think, in May.
Where at?
Her apartment.
Oh, here in Pasadena.
In Pasadena. So
Okay.
after church, I told her, she was telling me, it's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to hang out, with family at, after her church too, I guess. So I was like, oh, okay, let's not do it on Sunday then. I'm down to reschedule because I waited this long anyway, so I'm down, right? So, but as I was finishing up with church, I get a text from her. It's like, hey, so we canceled our plans, so if you want to come through for a few hours, come down. And I was like, okay, yeah. So
Nice.
I drive from Bellflower, where I was going to church at that time, to Pasadena, and the whole time I'm thinking to myself, this is gonna complete the song finally. And because it's Pasadena, for some reason I was listening to Mrs. Robinson by Simon and Garfunkel. If you haven't noticed, like, I love movies.
Yes.
So yeah, she took a couple of takes, maybe like no more than 5.
How did it feel while you were capturing her vocal performance?
Imagine like this was your living room. This was her coffee table right here, and the distance between her standing up like on her mic stand, singing into my $50 mic, that's connected via USB to my laptop. It's incredible. If you would have heard what was coming through the cans, oh, dude, it was just like, yes, this is it. Because we've demoed a lot of female artists, and it didn't have that feeling. The tenderness, like on the first refrain, when she says, I am a fighter.
Yeah.
I was like, yo.
Yes. Even the first line.
It's exactly how I envisioned.
And to think she was singing over a drone sound. It was just a drone.
Yeah.
right? To Michael's point, what do you call it? A war.
Yeah, I call it like the trash can sounding keyboard.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, but
Fighting for us. Listen to it on your streaming
just
platform.
just hearing her sing just the opening line, with her husky. I know they stack the odds against us. I was like, we got it. We got
Yeah.
it. This is it. It's it. Like take stop the searching because she's it. She's it. But yeah, unfortunately, we haven't had a chance to perform it like together live. I would love to have that chance. When I perform it, if I'm intentional about performing this song, I don't want to perform it solo. So I always have to ask, one of my homegirls to do her part.
Yeah.
But like they're great singers. But what Miss Sarah did, like in her living room like, that night, I was like, oh, that was it, captured in time, dude. It's unreplicable.
So that was back in 2022 now, right?
23.
2023. Oh my God. So from 2016 to 2023, oh wow, 7 years in the making. Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back in the beginning. Why did you even enter music?
I honestly don't know.
You love movies, why not acting? I mean, why music? Are you into sports?
I'm into sports. Yeah. I just realized that I don't know if I would have been very athletic. If you look at my build, it's definitely not athletic.
I don't
right?
see it.
Yeah. But I'm definitely not gonna be like an NBA star. Like I'm not gonna be like the next David Beckham. I love those sports. I'm not gonna throw like Shohei Ohtani.
But when did you realize, what? Let me jump into music. Was it because of church? Was it because of an influence or influences?
My dad.
Your dad.
Yeah, we used to live like in the Middle East. So
Were you born in the Middle East?
no,
Okay.
I was Filipino born,
Okay.
but my brother was my younger brother.
UAE or which part?
Saudi in Jeddah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
shout out. So, Filipinos, would always have functions.
Yeah.
To kind of keep like the morale up for overseas like Filipino workers. So we would always have karaoke or there's a function then there's a live band. So for some reason my dad had a bright idea of introducing me to Bryan Adams.
Oh, nice.
So everything I do, please forgive me.
So it was around that time, huh? 90s.
Yeah. So they would make like a big fuzz about like this 5-year-old kid or this 4-year-old kid who could sing Bryan Adams songs for just for the novelty sake of it at functions. So I would have my red toy guitar while another dude who's an adult who's actually playing the real guitar play the song behind me. It's a pretty cool experience.
And your dad was probably very proud of you while you were singing as a toddler, no?
I would hope so. I mean, he's
Yeah.
the one who got me
Pushed
started
you,
on
yeah.
it. So
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, so I think even now,
Wait. So from Jeddah, did you go back to the Philippines or straight to the US?
No, so we had a pit stop in Ireland in 2000.
Michael, Ireland.
Yeah, in 2001.
Did you go to Dublin?
Yeah, we lived in Dublin.
For how long?
We lived there from 2001 to 2004.
How old were you?
9,
Oh,
10-ish.
imagine if you were of age, you could go to the Guinness factory and actually drink every. No, just kidding.
That's actually the reason why every St. Patrick's Day I make it very intentional to go grab a Guinness because I never had the opportunity to actually drink.
Now I want to go grab a Guinness because it's just a few days to St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, we should.
We should.
Yeah, yeah.
South and Gridley. Maybe we should. I should drive over to your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were in Dublin for a while, and then what was music still part of your environment in Dublin?
Not necessarily, but I think me being able to sing and me loving music, I found my place. when everybody was into playing soccer and into all these like other activities, music was my thing.
But you were when you came to the States, you were what, middle school or high school?
Yeah, I came here like in 2004, so that was seventh grade
Oh,
in Missouri.
okay.
So,
Wow. Whoa.
Yeah,
Dude, what do your parents do?
nurses.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense now.
So yeah,
Duh.
yeah. Come on, man. Filipinos. Yeah, we sing. We're either nurses,
Right,
and
right.
we play basketball. Even though we don't have the height. So yeah.
Okay. So, Missouri. Oh my God. And then
Missouri is the hub for R&B, country, and hip hop.
now, did that rub off on you?
Oh, big time.
Okay.
Big time.
So, who was your influence, or who were your influences?
From Missouri, it has to be Nelly.
Hence the yeah.
Hands down, Nelly. For country, Sheryl Crow, because she's also from Missouri. So Soak Up the Sun. Okay, it's not like I didn't listen to them, when I was in Saudi, right?
Right.
Or in Ireland, or back in the Philippines. I feel like my exposure to American music helped me adapt to all these different places because they play American music everywhere.
Not only that, now there's context to the songs that you're listening to. It's not from a distance. You're actually immersed
Right.
in the epicenter of where it came from.
Right. When I listen to like Soak Up the Sun now, it has a total different meaning from when I was listening to it as a kid in
Yeah.
Saudi. I was like, I don't know where the sun is, but now I'm in California, so that's what she means.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like a lot of influence. Like it wasn't until we moved to Long Beach that I was like, okay, I've done the Bryan Adams phase. I mean, I've done the OPM phase. I mean, I've done the boy band phase. Your Backstreet Boys, the pop phase, and now I'm exposed to all these different things. I've always been a lyricist, and I've always had melodies like in my head, but I didn't have an instrument to kind of bring all these things to life. My dad did get me started playing the piano when we were in Saudi, but it just didn't stick because I wasn't ready then, But now that as a preteen, I realized I have all these emotions, all these melodies in my head, and all these lyrics like in my notebooks. I could freaking write an album on this.
What to do?
Right. So for my 8th grade graduation here in Long Beach at Our Lady of Refuge, I asked my dad, can I get like a guitar? And
What did he say?
he said yes. He bought me a combo, an acoustic guitar with a nice little Marshall
Amp.
and a microphone and everything. My dad has always had my back on whatever I wanted to do.
Nice.
Whether it's playing soccer for a season, he'd do it. So he got me that. And then ever since then, I mean, I never looked back. Every time
So you're self-taught with regard to the guitar.
I took lessons.
Okay.
For maybe a month, because to me, they were teaching me scales.
Yeah.
But I was ready to learn some Frankie J songs. Like I'm ready to learn some.
Give me chords.
Yeah. I don't know when I will use like these scales
yes.
for my lyrics. Like that's not my purpose for learning the guitar. Like I want to bring life to this, right? So I did that for a bit, and then YouTube was starting up or starting to get big, and there are tutorials to how to play Frankie J's Obsession or how to play Mariah Carey's We Belong Together.
Okay.
So I just followed the YouTube, and then over time I realized, okay, so that chord's in this chord,
They go together.
yeah. So I started like formulating my own like chord patterns, and before you know it, I have melodies and chord progressions to my lyrics. Yeah.
And then you were still on a PC at this point.
Yeah. I was on a Dell. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just get viruses, every 3 months because I'm trying to get software for free. But now I don't have that problem with a MacBook anymore because it comes with Logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did you start investing on? What do you do, by the way, aside from music?
I'm a social worker.
Okay, so when did you start investing in your own gear? Like dad gave you the first combo, guitar, amp, and mic, busking gear.
Right.
When did you start saying, you know what, I'm going to start investing in my own?
I think once I started making money, people spend stuff like on stupid things.
Imagine, no, where you live, you got Lucille's Barbecue, you got Guitar Center, Jerry's Grill,
Yeah.
Broth. All the nice places are in your area. Dang, the Cerritos Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
Everything is within reach. That's my point.
yeah. It's so easy to spend. My home is walking distance away from the mall. Like it's so easy to spend. God knows, what amount of money like on some random store.
Right.
But I'm very meticulous and purposeful about how I went about buying instruments, right? Whether it's guitars or keyboards, drum kits. I always think to myself, if I invest in this, like it's is it gonna give back to me?
That's a good way of putting it. You mentioned a while ago you have a Ludwig drum kit. Explain why do you have that? Do you play drums too?
I do. I started playing drums like for real, when I got back from the Philippines.
Okay. Where in the Philippines did you go to?
So we have a home in Manila, but
Which part of Manila?
Makati.
Oh, social. Anyway, guys, social to. Okay, go.
Not BCG.
Oh.
No. Let's just get that clear.
Okay. Kalayaan.
I don't actually know. All I know is when you get off like a freeway off ramp, where our condo building is there.
Okay.
So it's like 15 minutes away from the airport, and once you get off that freeway off ramp, it's just there.
Taguig.
I have no idea. I have to ask my mom.
What's the name of the condo? Is it Azure? No.
No.
Okay.
Linear.
Oh, shoot. Dang. Who's the developer? Do you know? Is it a DMCI, SMDC, Ayala?
I have no idea.
Lumiere. Did you say Lumiere?
A linear.
Linear.
Yeah.
Dang, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, 15 minutes from the airport, huh? Okay.
So
Okay. So from the Philippines, I guess you saw a lot of good musicians in the Philippines when you were there.
I did. Everybody sang karaoke.
But you didn't go to clubs, live band, music, nothing in the Philippines?
No.
Dude, next
Yeah.
time you go back, you should.
I think I missed out on that a
Yeah,
lot.
a lot.
Because it was Christmas season too, so it's all about
Yeah,
spend time with
family,
family. So
Yeah, but you should.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you got back, why the drums? So now you've been playing guitars already at this point. Why the drums?
I've always thought that some of these like rhythms that I make in Logic, I could probably replicate on a kit. So I started like experimenting, with drum kits. So my Ludwig drum kit, I got it from OfferUp for like $250.
And that's the Questlove.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's a steal.
Yeah. I'm not so sure like if the dude knows what he has, but he was just trying to get rid of it or what his situation was. But I went on OfferUp, like I downloaded like the app and said, okay, I could probably find some cheap stuff over here. If it needs work, then I'm gonna go YouTube it and see how I could fix
Yeah.
it. And I found this Questlove Ludwig mini kit for $250, and I was like, they're selling this for $600 at Guitar Center, and all the retailers. So I was like, I'm taking this deal. I gotta see it. I mean, if it's like a small minor, damage, then
Go.
Yeah, it's a starter kit. So yeah, I purchased that. I researched cymbals and hardware and snares and everything, different like techniques, and I have a subscription with Drumeo for different
Me too.
exercises. Yeah.
What's it called now? Museo, right? Musi something.
It's still Drumeo.
Yeah, but there's a check your app. It's different now. It's letter M. Let me see. I know
Let's
it's
see.
it's again not sponsored.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Drumeo.
It's there. See, it's Drumeo, right? But see that?
Oh yeah. Okay.
So they changed it.
Okay.
I
You're
guess they
right.
now own guitars, keyboards, bass, all that.
So,
Okay, so you did that.
and I started like self learning. I've also been fortunate enough to be surrounded by drummers my whole like musical career, or journey. I mean, I don't want to call it a
Two
career.
drummers here, huh?
Yeah. So I've been blessed that if I need to ask for tidbits of technique advice, I could text someone and say, hey, so how do you make this sound? How do you make the sizzle thing over here? How do you make like certain things pop? And they're able to advise me. So I took that, and then once I got enough confidence, like I started asking people, say, I've noticed that you don't have a drummer in your band. Would you want one for free?
Wow.
Yeah, because I'm still trying to establish myself as a multi instrumentalist. So it's like, if you want one for free, I'm down to do it. And then if you feel like I'm a perfect fit, we can start talking financial stuff.
Okay.
So yeah,
So is the drum set up in the house?
no, no. So that's the thing is, if I want to rehearse drums, I have to set aside time to
Set it up.
to set it up and make sure that I'm not disturbing anybody else in the house or my neighbors. It's easier for me to just kind of go to a rehearsal studios and just bring my cymbals and
Yeah.
snare.
So you play the drums, you play the guitars, keyboards. Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
So let's talk gear. What keyboards do you have?
I have a Yamaha a DX
No,
something.
no, not the DX7, the DX1. What do you have? The mod X. Do you have the new one or the old one?
No, it's a
Is it a vintage?
no. I got it back like in 2016.
Okay,
So it's
it's probably a mod X.
yeah. It's pretty old, but
Oh, really?
yeah. I mean, it's 8 years old, 9
Okay.
years old this year.
Okay,
So, but
still new.
yeah, but
Oh wait, you got it brand new. Okay,
but it still does a thing. It's just mainly at home now. Well, when I gig, I use an Alesis. so, but even the Alesis have the voicings and that I prefer.
the reason why I'm asking all these questions is because in the audience might be people who want to go into
Yeah.
music production, right?
Right.
How do they start? Like in your case, what if they don't have a dad like yours? How do they start?
Okay, so what you need if you want to produce music is you need a MIDI keyboard, and you can get one at Guitar Center for like less than $100.
Let's see that MIDI keyboard, Michael. There you go. At least this is like 100. No, this is like 60, 70 bucks.
Yes.
This is a like this, right? Like that. So a small one. You plug it into your computer.
but
and now you got-
USB or
USB.
Yeah. So
This is USB. Yeah, there you go.
and if you're using Logic, the sample instruments are already in there, but you
Right.
can manipulate keys and everything with that MIDI keyboard. That's what you would need if you want to go like the analog route and you want to record live bass and live guitars, and you want like your keyboard, like your rear keyboard to plug in straight with a guitar cable. You would need a Focusrite. It doesn't have to be like a 2-input one. It can only be like a 1-input.
A solo.
Yeah. As long as like that in itself, you can plug in both like the XLR of the microphone and
Your
the quarter
instrument.
inch.
So basically an audio interface to go into to be the go in between your instrument or your mic and your computer. Now, people are gonna be self-critical. Is the first song going to be good?
No, hell no.
Explain.
Okay,
Explain.
so-
Let's go back to the beginning of your career.
I literally have a song from 2005 when I was first starting out, writing songs, called Bubblegum Cherry.
Really, of all titles,
Bubblegum Cherry. And
Was this your boy band face?
No,
Okay.
it's just me trying to put together chords and a melody and a catchy hook. Because every hip hop song like at that time, it's hook first to catch the audience,
Yeah.
and then rap verse, and then hook, and then rap verse, and then hook, and then verse, and then final refrain. Right. So to me, if that's my main genre of music, hip hop and R&B, I need to have a catchy hook too.
Correct.
So to me, like Bubblegum Cherry, I don't even remember, what the lyrics was, but to me, it's just me putting chords, 4 chords, with a very catchy melody, and trying to make a full-on stanza to make that catchy hook. And Bubblegum Cherry is stupid. I'm the first to say it. It's dumb. It's ridiculous. It's nothing.
Is it streaming?
No.
Come on.
No.
Come on. We can't talk about it and not.
No, but it's just like an example,
Okay.
Bubblegum Cherry is just an example. It's pretty much D, A, B minor, G,
Oh.
back to D, and I'm saying I'm chewing on bubblegum cherry. I don't like the flavor. It's sucky. It's dumb. It's like
But at least it's done. Right? That's the whole point, right? The first song doesn't have to be pretty. It just needs to be done.
yeah. It could be as ridiculous as that, but if you sing it with enough like vindication.
Stay close to the mic.
Oh, sorry. But if you sing it with enough vindication, then something as silly as Bubblegum Cherry can be your signature song. Yeah. So don't ever like doubt yourself, because if you're starting out, we don't start out being good at math, right? It will take us a while, depending on who we are. It will take us a while to realize that 1 + 1 is 2.
Right.
Some people will say 1 + 1 is 3. No, it's not. It's 2, right? But it's the same thing. Everything that we're starting on, we are gonna suck at it, and it takes repetition and more practice and more research and more learning and more exposure to other people that do what we're trying to do to actually get better. That's just the fact of life. So music is the same way. Just because you after like two months of writing, like you're still stuck, writing Bubblegum Cherry, doesn't mean that you suck and you don't have a future in music. Because number one, your music is your self-expression. I always say that singing and music is your soul's way of expressing itself.
Yeah.
Right? So who are we to judge? Oh, like that song sucks. No. Right? I don't ever see a horrible song. I would always say it, if a songwriter asks me, say, hey James, what do you think about this song? I would always tell them, like, it's got potential, because I could feel it. As long as I could feel it,
Right.
as long as like you can make the audience feel, and to me, like Bubblegum Cherry is not gonna make anybody feel anything. So that's what I say. It's a ridiculous
So speaking
song.
of names, speaking of title, why do you call yourself Jericho with a G?
Jericho with a G. Jericho with a G is actually my middle name. So
With a G, huh? Mm-hmm. That's how they spelled it.
yep.
Okay.
So again, credit to my dad. So my full legal name, like in my birth certificate, is James Alphonse Jericho, and then my mom's maiden name, and then
Castillo.
yeah. So in the process of getting naturalized, I had to take out a couple of those names because like it's too long. So I took out my mom's maiden name and Jericho. So now my name is James A. Castillo legally. When I started doing music, there's a lot of James Castillos out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very basic name. I mean, it could be a governor. I mean, it could be a janitor. I mean, it could be an electrician.
Anybody.
Yeah, if you Google it, it's gonna be 100 people. So I thought to myself, well, I discarded this other part of my name, which is technically in my birth certificate. So I'm not taking on,
Yeah.
like another name. It is still my name.
But then Jericho with a G, that's ultimate marketing, huh? Right there.
Right. Again,
Because it's not spelled that way.
yeah. Credit to my dad. People tell me that like Jericho, when they hear the name Jericho, like they spell it with a J and they think of the wrestler. I'm a WWE fan, so I don't take offense to that at all. So, I don't mind it, but mine is with a G, or the actor in the Philippines, Jericho.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So, you mentioned you're a movie buff. What's your favorite movie
ever.
ever? Ever? Like. I'll tell you what mine is. Mine is Armageddon, and A Walk to Remember. Those two movies, I can just put them on and watch it again and again and again and again.
Walter remembers Mandy Moore, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Shane West.
Yeah. Shane. Oh yeah, Shane West.
I know Shane West from ER.
He was he was there too, huh?
Yeah. So that's difficult. Shoot.
Just one movie or two at the most. I gave you two, so give me two.
Okay, so Back to the Future 1.
That doesn't count. You're gonna say two and then three.
No. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of 2. I wasn't really a fan of 3.
The three. That was like pushing it.
Yeah. So Back to the Future 1
Okay.
is probably one of my comfort movies.
And you watch that on VHS.
No streaming. Duh.
Streaming now. Oh my god. Man, the age gap. Pucha.
This Disney Plus, dude. Come on. It's
All
like,
right.
no.
Thank you very much. We're done. Okay.
No. And the second one, Godfather 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Not 1 or 2, 3.
Do you like reading books?
I do. I
Did
read
you
the
ever-
Mario Puzo one
Yeah. Did you ever read The Last Dawn?
by
Mario Puzo.
no.
Oh, that's like, I wouldn't say the fourth iteration of The Godfather, but everything just ties in. You should read the book or the ebook
I'm
or
on
the
Amazon that.
audiobook, The
Yeah.
Last Dawn.
I'm going
Nice.
to Amazon that. Okay.
Okay, Apple. You into Apple TV?
I do.
What's your favorite series?
I have 2.
Let's see. Because Mike. By the way, guys, the reason why episodes of Paco's Place aren't as frequent is because Mike turned me on to a lot of Apple
series?
TV
Okay.
series, and so been binge watching. Okay, go.
Well, my comfort TV series from Apple is definitely Ted Lasso.
Oh yeah.
I love Ted Lasso because I'm a Premier League fan. And having like an American coach in the Premier League, it has never happened yet. So to him doing like all his American isms
Yeah.
into the Premier League, I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. And the other one is it's pretty relatable to me as a therapist is Shrinking.
Shrinking. Harrison Ford.
Jason,
Jason from
Jason,
from
tall dude.
yeah. From How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like that too. And the funny thing is, like, it's created by the same dude, Bill Lawrence. So, yeah.
Severance. How about that?
I started it. I couldn't get into it.
Not yet, maybe, but nice. So
Yeah.
nice.
Is it?
Yeah, Dark Horses. That's the thing. Michael got me into Dark Horses. Good. Slow horses.
Okay.
Dark Matter. I'm sorry. Are you done with it, Mike?
Not yet. Dark Matter, no.
That's on my list. So please, no spoilers.
Oh man, Dark
Yeah.
Matter. Yes. Slow horses. Dark Matter. How about Silo?
Silo. I started to, but I don't know, man.
Really?
I'm having trouble clicking with the more serious,
dark ones?
Yeah, from Apple. You know.
Just give it a shot. The first, it's like a crock pot kind of thing. It's slow,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you're. It's like you're a frog in boiling water.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't know that you're in it, and there's no escaping once you stay in it.
Yeah, I think like that's why I didn't get into it. If you want to talk about like slow series for me, there's a new like Disney Plus Marvel thing called Agatha All Along.
Okay.
That show was slow. Like it didn't pick up until like episode 7, and I was like, when is this gonna pick up?
But when it picked up, were you hooked?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the same thing with Severance and Silo?
Severance, Silo. Right, Mike? Even Slow Horses.
Okay.
Dark Matter Yes. Prime Target, I haven't started. I feel I'm going to like it also.
Yeah. So
Okay.
just have a little patience with it then. Okay.
The reason I'm asking about movies and binge watching, if you're doing that, you're doing music, you're doing social service, how are you able to start organizing communities? How are you able to do that still?
Um,
Are you married?
no,
No kids?
no.
Okay.
I'm a dog dad. Does
Okay.
that count?
That counts.
Okay. So
How old's your dog?
a year, and she's about to turn 2 in September.
Oh, there you go. That
So-
counts.
Yeah. So how am I able to do this?
Yeah, and why are you doing it?
I like community.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I went into social work like not for the
The money?
therapy portion of
The
it.
therapy portion, okay.
I went into more like macro, like community building type of stuff.
Wait. Your dad never told you to go into nursing?
Oh, they did. they did. One of the bargaining, discussions was okay. So I graduated from Castillo, Long Beach,
Okay.
with a degree in criminal justice and sociology.
That's not nursing.
It's not. I know it's not. So I was waiting to, or I was really weighing my options because I didn't quite want to go to law school, but I also didn't want to become a police officer.
Okay.
So, but I still want to help out, with my community, right? So, what am I gonna do? So, in the meantime, like I'm working menial part-time jobs, like in Parks and Rec, and doing music on the side. So, when I told them, I was like, hey, I think I want to go into social work. I want to go get my master's. One of the bargaining chips was, why don't you be open-minded and go into a nursing program, and then once you become a nurse and you have that job security, then
Do whatever you want.
yeah. So okay, so I was like, all right, let's do this. I enrolled like in a small school in Signal Hill, and I didn't last a quarter. It's not because I wasn't able to do the work. If I put effort into it, I could.
It's not for you.
It's just not for me.
It's your severance.
Yeah.
It's your
Yeah, there you go. Right. So, and but I had to prove to them that it doesn't fit. So when I finally got a call back from a police department to say, hey, take the test and maybe you can get into our academy, then I was like, all right, cool. Finally, my career is going on the right path.
it's something you like. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it's community based. I'm hands on, in the streets and my community, and that's really what I wanted to do, right? I wanted to make that impact that way. So while I was doing that, I was going to school for social work.
Okay.
Because now that I have the stable job,
Yeah.
then I could tell them, it's like, okay, you said that if I get a stable job, then I could go do whatever I want, right? So, well, now I'm applying to the School of Social Work. I graduated in 2021 with my master's in social work, and I never looked back. I'm in the process right now of getting my licensure as a clinical social worker. But in the meantime, while I'm doing like therapy work in my job, then I could at least get the community aspect, with artists.
So the whole artist thing, how did that come to fruition? What was your epiphany? What brought about it?
I got hired to host a startup open mic in Torrance.
There's a start. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a Filipino thing or no?
No.
Wow.
No. I've guest hosted, from 2023 from 2022 to 2023 at another open mic, and the owner of the establishment says, "I like what you do it over here," right? So and then I told him, it was like, well, back in college, what I like about the open mic scene is it's very community based.
Yeah.
Right. You have poets, dancers, spoken word, musicians. Do you just want music? And then what he told me was like, do your thing. Do your Barack Obama shit over here and create this.
Wait, you do
this open
Barack?
mic.
You do that?
No, I mean I don't.
Oh yeah,
like
the community service. Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah. So I established that, and they've backed all the decisions that I'm trying to make when it comes to growing this. I really did a lot of work to grow this, ads, going to different scenes to kind of see what they're doing and learning from the different scene as well, and then inviting other people to come visit us in Torrance and see what we're doing, and be an auxiliary part of our community. So what I notice right now is open mic scene is very dude centric. Like there's more guys than girls. I want to have an environment where the LGBTQ, women, people from all type of cultures, so it is welcome, because that's what we had in college, at Cal State Long Beach, like that's how it was. So, yeah.
Okay, does that, you doing this for the community, does that take away from the things you need to do for yourself music wise?
Yeah, it does.
Discuss, because
I'm not.
It's not for everybody, right? It's not. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It does. I really have to, and it's probably one of the reasons why I'm not in a relationship. I don't have kids. I told people, it's like, yeah, every goal that I had in high school, I've done already, except for the house, the kids, and the wife.
Yeah.
I mean, I already have the dog. So. But
that's where it starts, right? It starts with the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because you go to a dog park and meet someone. Yeah, I know.
Yep.
Yeah. I've tried that in the last year and a half or so.
But you got a big dog. That's a problem too.
Yeah. But she's a sweetheart.
Yeah, you gotta go in with a little dog.
Yeah.
So that also all the girls are like, oh.
Can I borrow your Maltese?
Yeah, you could.
So, yeah.
True.
But it takes a lot of time management. It definitely takes a lot of sacrifices. Because I always say that time is the most valuable thing that you could ever invest in someone or something.
True. Yeah.
Because if you invest with them, money, just work overtime or work a second job, and you could replenish that, or not buy a pair of Jordans, or not
time,
buy
once it's gone, it's gone. No.
Yeah, time. Once you give it away, done. You ain't never gonna get it back.
Thanks for bringing that up, because I think me and Michael, our community service is Paco's Place. This is our community service.
Right.
And the reason why we want guests to drive all the way here is because a Zoom call, that's very, very easy for the guest. But the drive, the commitment to come here to, in your case, sharing your story, your journey to the audience. When you leave, we're going to do the post-production work. And everything is all about time.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't know. They think it's easy.
No. No. So I commend, what you guys do over here, giving guys like me a platform. Because
yeah.
I feel like, and this is what I say in my community too, right? In our open mic, it's the music and the art that brings us together. But there's more to us than music, right? So this is a community that if you need help doing drywall at your house, we
networking, yeah, exactly.
We probably have a guy who does drywall. I mean, if your kid needs a therapist, hi,
yeah,
how are you doing?
That's true.
If you need a financial lawyer, we probably have a tax guy who jams with us every Thursday. So it goes beyond music. So
it's yeah. So now, you mentioned a while ago your first song, Bubblegum Cherry. You just had to do it to actually scratch it off the list that, yep, I can produce a song. I can write a song, produce it on my own. Done.
Right.
To the procrastinators watching us right now, advice.
How to keep on procrastinating and still be successful, or how to stop procrastinating?
Whatever they want to. They want to be a career procrastinator, maybe. But if they want to, nothing's going to happen to you if you keep procrastinating, right? But if you want to get off the fence, what would you advise them to do?
Jump off it.
And what if they're fearful about it?
There's a saying that Will Smith stole from some other intelligent person. I'm not saying that Will is not intelligent. Okay, disclaimer. He is a very intelligent guy. You know, he got into MIT for God's sake.
Okay.
He's a very intelligent guy. But he stole this saying from another intelligent person that I don't remember who, but I've heard it before he said it. Okay? And he says that the greater things in life are on the other side of fear.
Ooh, very profound. Yeah, he
Right?
probably stole that.
Definitely stole that. Because that saying is not a Fresh Prince saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a 7 pounds Will Smith saying.
Say it again.
So the greater things in life are on the other side of fear. So if we want to do it like in a micro, more like interpersonal example, if you want to ask out a girl, right? And you're all like jittery and nervous and scared. Oh, what if what if she says no? Dude, what if she says yes? Wouldn't you rather have like a solid no instead of walking away from her and for the rest of your life thinking, what if she says yes? So the greater things in life are on the other side of fear. So if you're on the fence about music, if you're on the fence about community building, if you're on the fence about your career, jump off the fence.
Nice. So what are you fighting for?
Me? In which aspect of my life?
Any?
Professionally, I'm fighting for the welfare of kids and families. Musically, I am fighting for an equal chance to be heard, not just for me, but for my community members and everyone that with us. I like the underdog mentality that Steph Curry has. I'm not a Golden State Warriors fan, but every time my brother goes up there to write about the Warriors or to go with his girlfriend and they visit the Chase Center, I always tell him, get me something Steph Curry, because I love his underdog mentality, because he's been underrated all his life.
Yeah.
But sometimes flying under the radar is a good thing because there's no expectations, right? Or the expectations are low, and then when you exceed them, right? When you exceed them, all of a sudden you're this godsend,
Personally, what are you fighting for?
Personally, what am I fighting for? That's a good question. I'm trying to discover inner peace. I'm fighting for my legacy. What legacy am I going to leave behind? To me, is this community thing my legacy? Is the nonprofit that I'm in the year 2 of a 5-year plan, going to be my legacy? When I leave this earth, if I'm fortunate enough to have offsprings and I have grandchildren, when my grandkid says, oh yeah, my granddad is James Castillo, what's the recall on that? Kind of like how when we talk about Albert Einstein or Michael Jordan or Steph Curry, there's a certain recall attached to those names. But with James Castillo or Jericho, what's the recall?
We'll find out. Ladies and gentlemen, Jericho, James
Thank you,
Castillo.
guys. Thank you, sir.
Don't forget to check out Spotify, check out Apple Music, check out YouTube Music and everything else. And don't forget to put comments. Give him inspiring comments so that he can continue on. Regardless, but naman, let's
Or
all
how
do
can I
this for the
inspire you
community,
guys?
right?
Yeah, it's a two-way thing. How can I inspire you guys?
Please subscribe.
Do it now.